Welcome to the Headcam Cook. So you're going to need 2 pans, you're going to need a wok and a large frying pan. And then we've gone in with our oil first of all. So this pan is for our pork medallions. I'm using olive oil here. You can use any sort of vegetable oil. So we've got all our veg prepared, ready to go in. With every stir fry, keep everything ready. Make sure you're all organised. So here's our pork medallions. Make sure the pan's quite hot and pop them in. We're going to fry them on 2 sides. We want them nice and brown. Now you can have it on as hot as you want. You don't want it on too hot, otherwise you're going to set the fire alarm off. So they're in the pan now. And notice I'm not touching them. Do not shake the pan. Okay, so they've been sizzling away for about 30 seconds to a minute. We've allowed that pan to heat back up. As soon as you put anything cold in, the temperature of the pan's going to head down. So don't start messing about with your pan. Just leave it there for a good 30 seconds to a minute to seal off. Check whether it's done. So we're going to give those another couple of minutes till it's nice and brown, okay? Not so it's too crisp, but just so it's brown, that the brownness gives a bit of flavour. So I'm adding a little bit of seasoning. I'm not putting too much salt on today because I'm using soy sauce. So depending on whether you're being a bit healthy and don't want too much salt in your food. Okay, we want enough to season it, but don't go too much with that salt. Okay, so it's gone on to the second side. And we're going to leave that to tick over. That will probably take about 4 or 5 minutes. So then get your wok hot, ready for our veg. Okay, I'm just using a little bit of vegetable oil here. And you want it fairly hot. Now, depending on how sensitive your fire alarm is as to how hot you can get it. So pretty much get it as hot as you need. So in we go with our first lot of vegetables. Our mushrooms go in. Now I've just used these vegetables for a stir fry. You can have a packet of veg. You can use anything you like. So the hardest veg goes in first. Mushrooms take a lot of cooking. Okay, so we're going to start with those this time. If we had onions or peppers, we'd go in with those first. While that's going on, we're just keeping a little eye on our pork, and we'll get that off in a couple of minutes and leave that to rest. Now our pan's back up to heat, we can give that a stir. Make sure it's all coated in oil. Pop your lid on, and this will keep all the steam in and will cook the veg down a little bit quicker. Our pork's nearly there, so we're just going to flip it over. And now we're ready to pop the cabbage in. So in goes the cabbage. The cabbage won't take long. Okay, and I'm putting some garlic in with it now. Close the lid to allow that to steam. And then take off the pork. So the pork we're just going to pop on the side in a warm place just to keep warm and rest, which will make it nice and tender. So now I'm going to use the juices from the pork, add some light soy sauce with that, and then just rinse out that pan. Or if you want to be technical, we can call it to deglace the pan. So a bit of deglaçage is going in there. And in we go with our meat juices. If you think it needs a bit more oil, pop a little bit more oil in. Now we're going to add our noodles. You can add pre-cooked noodles. I'm adding the straight to wok noodles here. These are really easy. They keep really well in your pantry or in your cupboard. Okay, and then we're going to add all of our sort of light vegetables. So there's bean sprouts going in there. We've got some bok choy. Okay, we've got spring onions left to go in there. So you can put anything. You can have some of the tinned bamboo shoots as well. They go in there. So all they're going to do is really, we just want to warm all this stuff through. And then lastly, your spring onions are in. So they're going to keep a little bit of crunch to those. You don't want this cooked too much. And then all that's left to do is basically serve it up. Look at that. That's more of your 5 a day in there. Absolutely fantastic. Nutritious and delicious. And there we have our pork stir fry. Enjoy.